Chris, by my count, I think there's 7 more practices until Dalen will be out potentially indefinitely. What's the contingency plan for how you handle nickel and what the ripple effects will be at deep safety there starting next week?
Yeah, I mean, we've got multiple guys working there, not just Daly. We got Jaden Kennedy, Dylan's doing it. Zach Grisham's having a heck of a camp so far. We've got plans. We've got plenty of DBs, so hopefully he's with us. But if the decision is not that he's not with us for a while, then we've got to play.
Right side, Chris.
Yeah, with so many young guys in this room, what's the competition been like between that group?
Great. We've had an outstanding competition. Young guys, old guys. We there's no depth chart right now. We're letting everybody roll. Different guys are going with different groups. We're just going what we call green yellow. So everybody's getting the same amount of reps. We're splitting guys up, working with different combinations. And the competition's been great. Today was one of our most competitive days, probably the most competitive so far.
Back left, Matt.
Following spring ball, how did you evaluate your room from in terms of just growth and development, and then through the summer, where did that carry over to?
Yeah, I thought we had a really good group, following the spring. All those guys were here in the spring and going in the fall. And so I thought this summer they took tremendous gains, in the weight room in the off season. We had to have opportunity to get some meetings this summer with them. So I thought the guys learned a lot, know the system a lot better. They're playing a lot faster than they did in the spring. So I think we're going in the right direction right now.
Front left, James.
Between how if he closed out the spring and what you've had a chance to see from him so far between the summer and now this first week of camp, what puts him in position to potentially be a starter as a redshirt freshman?
Yeah, if he's having a great camp, but there's a lot of guys having a great camp right now. But he's definitely having one of the better outputs in the secondary. So he's just got to continue to grow, continue to get better. We've only had 5 practices. We've got a long way to August 30th. Every day's competition. Like he just asked in the back, we've got great players. So you've got to bring it each and every day. Nobody owns a position right now, if he knows that. But I definitely expect big things out of him this season.
Right side, Chris.
Yeah, Kingston obviously got that big opportunity last December. What did he do in the offseason to build upon that moment and improve and come into camp, chance to take advantage of another opportunity?
Yeah, I think he really changed his body. First, got in the weight room, hit the weights hard. He's probably put on about 15 pounds of muscle this off season. That's the first thing I think he did. He has a greater understanding of what we're doing right now on defense. Year 2 in the system, he gets it, and so I expect another guy just like Iffy to have a great season for us.
James.
What you saw from Theron in terms of closing out the spring
Yeah.
when he arrived a couple of practices in, and again from what you've seen from the last 3 months, Chris, where a year ago I think a second team all conference corner would be a sure thing that he'd be a starter. Where right now you've got the depth and the competitiveness there, where he very well may not be
Yeah.
because of what you've got there.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a good group, and Theron's been a guy that's came in. He's learned the system. He's highly intelligent. Today, I think, was his best day. I've got to go watch the film, but just from watching from the sideline, he made a lot of plays. They had some ball production. So I'm hopefully tomorrow and the next day is better than today was. But today was one of his better days, and he continues to go like he's going today. He'll have another great year for us.
Back left, Matt.
Jalil's return to the field, just how impactful is that going to be for you? The leadership he's got, just what's the expectations for a guy like that?
Yeah, I think the big thing you said was leadership. I think he brings that to the group. He's been here for a while, longer than anyone in the room. He understands the scheme, knows what we're doing. He knows the standard. He knows what's expected. He motivates the guys on the sideline. So he's definitely got to take on a leadership role for us, and I think he's ready to do that.
James.
When Dalen is here, how much does that open the door for Jaden to at least be competing at deep safety with Kingston, with Peyton, and potentially to start the season where, because of his experience and versatility, that he's done it, whereas those guys would be working into a role that they haven't had before?
Yeah, with our safeties, we're kind of rolling guys at between field safety, boundary safety, and star. And we've got Peyton Williams playing some star, Kingston Lopa, Dylan Thieneman, James playing safety, Dalen's playing safety. So I'm making them learn all 3 of them because you never know, an injury may happen throughout the season. So right now at camp, we're kind of just rolling everybody, playing all 3 positions and making them learn and making it challenging on them right now. So it'll be easier in the season if that happens, where we lose a guy due to injury or whatever the case may be.
Right to James.
It's certainly not unheard of, Chris, for safeties to go in the first round or even the first 2 rounds, but it's rare.
Yeah.
If Dylan's going to put himself in that conversation to get that evaluation in December to where there's not even a conversation to be had, it's just, yes, that's what the projection is. What will he have to do over the next 4 or 5 months to where it's a sure thing?
I think he's got to have a great season. He needs to tackle well, have some great ball production, be a great communicator, which he's done all that. He's working hard enough to do it. He's trying his best to do it, and just a matter of how he plays in the season, I think.
Left side, Jared.
With you guys' added length and size in the secondary over the offseason, just what has that allowed you to do schematically compared to maybe last season with guys who were frankly just shorter?
Yeah, I think we're still going to run our system at the end of the day. But obviously we have guys that we think fit the profile of what we would want. Height, weight, and speed. We've done a great job recruiting. I think everyone in the organization. So we definitely look the part. We're not as experienced. I think everyone knows that. But we do have the height, the weight, the speed. We look the part. I think we've got all the talent to be a really good secondary, and we've just got to do it and continue to grow each and every day. We're going in the right direction.
Kind of following with that, Chris, do you have a chance, particularly in the off seasons and the summers, to appreciate how much of a stamp you've had on the secondary from the room that you inherited, that you came into when Meat was still here at the time, to what that group was by way of size, speed, measurables, even production, to where you are now? Do you begin to appreciate exactly how much, to your credit, what you have done to reshape this room to where it's a very different room than a couple of years ago?
Yeah, not really. It's a different room, but I don't think I get all the credit. I think that, Rashad Wadood has done a great job with recruiting, elite players there. Connor Boyd's a lot of guys that really don't get as much credit as they should. I get a lot of the credit because I'm the secondary coach, but you've got, Kyle Kogan. There's so many guys that work with me, and I think hopefully guys understand that I'm selfless and I don't have an ego. I hope I don't seem that way. And, I'll allow them to coach and listen to their opinions and their input. And we all team recruiting. I think we've brought in some really good players, and now you just got to play like it.